This conference will now be recorded.
Right. Access my account. Yeah, storage accounts. So we already completed the first basic part what we have with respect to storage accounts in here. So like the providing your name of your storage account, your resource group, and the other things what we have. So here let's go ahead again one more time. So I'm going to create my new VRIT-RG resource group, and coming to my storage account, the name. So it should be in small letters only. So I'm going to go and create like VRIT SOLSA. So VRIT solution and storage account in here. I would like to go with my same region, east to west. So standard performance, and I would like to go with my LRS. So I don't want to go with more than that because it really cost me a lot. So next is like we have to go with advanced. So when you're coming back to advanced in here, the first thing you can see REST API. So what do you mean by REST API, guys? Any idea? Or let's talk about API first of all. Have you heard such term earlier? API, the abbreviation we have.
I have heard, but I don't remember.
Yeah, that's okay.
Application programming interface we call.
Yeah, correct. It's a application programming interface in here. So application, programming interface. So what is the use of this particular API in here? So actually one simple statement, you are been living with this API every day, but we don't know that. So how it has been possible, like how it has been related in here. So this is something, whenever you're trying to ask something, you're trying to request something, you will be getting a response back, correct? With respect to any kind of things you have in here. Suppose you go and take your calculator in your system here, within your laptop, for example. So when I hit on my calculator in here, what happened? What? Something else came up, I believe. Calculator. So when I open my calculator in here, generally when you go and say, okay, how much is your 2 into 2? So how much is it 2 2 sir? So generally 2 2 I don't know why it becomes so slow all of a sudden. Okay, 2 2 sir, 2 into 2. So this is your what? This is a request you're trying to ask you. So when you click on equal to, it gives you answer 4 in here, right? So what is actually happening in here is internally 2 2s and nothing but is your request what you mentioned, and the output, the response back is 4 in here. So who is trying to take care of your APIs? Sorry, who's trying to take care of your request and response internally? That is nothing but your API in here. Okay, so API is like a bridge between your request and your response. So API is responsible in pushing your request to your database or wherever you want to go it, and it's also trying to pull the response back to my users and user what you have in here. So it's like a bridge between your request and your response what you have in here. Okay, so it's not only like calculator, whatever you do. So within your, for example, WhatsApp, you will try to send lot many messages every day, right? So when you click on the arrow mark over there, it go to the other end people who are you are trying to send the messages. It will go to the particular place and it will display in that his mobile phone over there.
Sham? Hello?
Looks like we lost him.
Yeah.
Shyam?
Oh,
Will rejoin me something. Network issue or something.
Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, Shyam.
Yeah, Shyam, now we can.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a network issue happened in between, so I'm stopped it. Okay. Anyway, so here API is nothing but it's like a bridge between my request and the response what you have in here. So even your, as I told you, for your WhatsApp. So when you're trying to send your messages to your friend, so you can see the messages available within your friend mobile phone. So who's taking care of that? Your API. Similarly, when he responds back to your message, you can see your reply that from your
Sham, looks like you have a very, very poor internet. Maybe because your voice is completely breaking.
Yes, Shyam, we cannot hear him.
Sham, are you back? Still, we are not able to hear you.
Washing machine light so
5 friends, are you able to hear me?
Shyam voice is not coming. Rest I can hear everybody.
Okay, okay. I'm thinking like it is a problem with me. So just want to confirm. Short is also not enabled to ping in.
Hello, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, Sham.
Yeah, very
We can.
sorry, guys.
Yeah,
Today
yes,
my
Shyam.
network is killing me. Somehow I'm not able to. Okay, anyway, let's resume. Okay, so wherever you go in the world, so internally we have nothing but your APIs. So API is the one who's trying to take your request and you sending the output in here. So for now example, if you go to the Google, even in the Google level, so you okay. So go to the Google level in here, and now if you go here, and I would say, okay, what is the temperature? Temperature in Hyderabad currently. So I can see there's something like 22 degrees in here in Hyderabad, Telangana, 8 a.m. in the morning, it's foggy, all those things. So I can see in a good, good picture in here is a kind of format where a common man can understand. But in generally, internally, what actually, the API has doesn't send a response in the same format as you see in here. In the scene here, or where you can common man can understand. So internally, your response will be either JSON format or it will be an XML format in here. So now probably you may not understand what is just JSON format. If we have already the answer of that, you have the what to say like idea on that, that's okay. So now let me go with JSON format, how it looks in generally. I'm just giving you basic things in here. So every JSON format starts with curly bracket and end with my curly bracket in here. So in between these two, my actual response will be there. So for example, now I'm asking for my weather. Okay, so this is my weather in here, and I'm trying to go with something like your double quotes within my weather. This is how your JSON form looks like, guys. And again, within this one, I'll be having one more curly bracket open, and here I can see city, again curly bracket, city colon Hyderabad, and again now it will be like weather, or I would say temperature, something like 20 degrees Celsius, something like this. So again one more close the bracket. So this is how your JSON format will be in here. So we'll talk about more JSON format even more in the upcoming classes, because this is the same format where you have your ARM templates as well. So we'll discuss more about that later on. So this is how your JSON format looks like. So when any common man, without this like non-IT people who doesn't know about all these things in here, can he understand what is this in here? So I can see city Hyderabad temperature 20 degrees. Okay, maybe it's like your temperature in here. So it's like they're trying to talk about weather in here. But what about all these curly brackets in here? Why they're coming all those things? I may not understand. I may be confused in here. Or similarly, if you go with your XML format, something like this. So here the similar kind of things you may go with with respect to your greater than less than symbols in here. So generally they'll start with H in here, your HTML format, all those things, and they may ask you for weather, weather in here. So this is something what they're trying to go with, start with and internally again they start with one more H, and here they must say that the city equal to Hyderabad, and end with your H in your backend again. Similarly, again one more H. This is how your syntax is with respect to my HTML format in here. Temperature equal to 20 degrees Celsius in here, and end with your things in here. Finally, and with my main thing, what I have in here. So this is what with respect to my XML format or your HTML formats, what you have in here. So this is your actual responses, guys, what you get out of your API in return. But if you try to provide the results either in XJSON format or XML format like this, do you common people can understand? No way, right? So he may not understand such a kind of things in here. So he may has to understand by force by seeing some kind of Hyderabad or city or temperature, all those things. But it's not a clear-cut picture for the common man or layman who's having in here. So for that reason, what they're trying to do here is they're trying to convert this representation what they have in here. They're trying to convert this particular format to a normal format where a common man can understand. Even though when I say calculator, as it when we saw like how much is 2 twos are. So when I say 2 twos are, it made me like when 2 twos are. So when I hit on enter, showing you 4 in here. Internally, the response what you will be getting in your JSON format or your HTML format only. But you can see in a beautiful manner like the simple 4 in here where you can understand easily. So who is trying to convert that? How it has been converting that? That has been trying to convert based upon your API again. But here, this is a normal API. This is a response what you got is a generic or usual API in here. But when you are trying to go with such a kind of calculator, when you want to go with such a kind of format in here, it's not a normal API in here. It's a converted format API in here. So what you'll do here, see here, you have REST. So in this REST, I'll try to take this one. First one as a representation. Representation means I'm trying to represent again back. What you're trying to represent? The state what you currently have in here. It's a state what you currently have, and I'm trying to represent the state what you currently have in a separate format. I'm trying to transfer that in a separate format so that a common man can understand easily. So it's a transfer. Transferring here. So REST is nothing but it's a representation of state transfer. So that's the reason being they called as REST APIs. So normal API is different and REST API is different. Normal API, the response will be in either JSON format or XML format like this. But when I say REST API, it's a representation of state what you have in here. I'm trying to transfer that in such a way a normal man can understand in here. Okay, so such kind of things are called as like kind of a REST APIs in here. So which would be helpful for your normal people to understand and what's going on, all those things in here. Okay, so now the same thing you have in here with respect to my account. So require some secure transfer for REST API operations. So they'll be transferring for sure between my request and response. They'll be transferring with using my REST APIs. But do you want to have more secure level things? Yes, I do want. So by default, it has been enabled and leave as it is. Understood? So that's about your REST APIs, a generic, a small theory to understand in normal way. And here, what they're trying to go is like, do you want to have security more secure with respect to my things in here? Yes, I do require. So just enable it by default and leave as it is. It will be more secure for us in here. So other one you have enable blob public access. What do you mean by blob, guys? Anybody, any question, any idea on this? Blob. Have you
Kind
ever?
of storage.
Blob storage.
Yeah, it's a kind
Yeah,
of a
kind of storage.
storage. Very good. Exactly, it's a kind of storage. So what kind of storage it is? So what mainly it comes into here?
It
What?
contains
Okay.
alphanumerics.
So generally, yeah, somebody, yeah. Yes, Jitendra, please go ahead.
Yeah, basically, it contains some alphanumerics characters with some length.
Correct. Mm, no, actually. Okay, so it's not a kind of storage where you're trying to store your alphabetic, all those things in here. So generally, you have YouTube. So you have lot many videos inside that. You can see lot many music files inside that. Or when you come into your Amazon Prime, for example, see here Amazon Prime in here. When I click on Amazon Prime here, so I can see a lot many pictures. So all these are pictures you have in here. You okay, lot many videos you have in here, right? So pictures, your videos, or your music files, you have lot many things in here. So all these are what? These are very large, large in size, right? Your videos, because you can find the videos in your 5 GB or 2.5 GB. So based upon the content, based upon the size, you can be generally it will be very large in here. And even your music files, even these are very large in size in here. So one file will be in something like 5 MB, even though sometimes it will be having 5 MB as well. If it is a good high quality music file, 320 KB music file it is. And suppose we also have a HD quality images as well, where you can go, sometimes you can see 10 MB as well, very high quality images. So, what are the images what you saw in Amazon Prime? There's a very high quality HD, high definition images. So all those things are, the size will be very high. So such kind of things, this kind of videos, your music file, your images, all those things which are related to the application in here, which can be stored within your storage account here. This kind of format are called as blob format, or the blob data type. Even this is a data, right? So this is a different kind of data. So generally data is not only your name or your address, or or like your phone number. This is generally people may call as data. This is not only the data. This is all your character level data, as you said, Jitendra. This is a character level data where you can store in your table format within your database level. But you can store this kind of things within your table level. You can't do that.
But, but Sham, isn't all this data binary, like 0110,
Which one?
like video, music file, image on internet? Everything is binary version, right?
These are basically unstructured data, so we can't put them in a binary format, right?
Yeah. So generally, binary format only with respect to the character data mostly will be happening. So this is like your object, this object data. It's a huge files in here. So they cannot be provided binary. So they'll be having the same size as it is. So they cannot be split it. They cannot be do anything in here. So static kind of format of data you have in here. Okay, so such kind of data type. So here's a character data type. Similarly, such kind of, when you have such kind of data, and that data type will be coming as under called as binary large object data type. So what is the full form of this one? It's a binary large object data type. So binary large object data. So all the videos, music files, images, high quality things which having very big sizes, all this comes under your blob data type in here. So when these people are saying that enable blob access for public, because if you do not provide the access for your videos, if you do not provide access for music file, then what is the need of having your application in your YouTube or in your Amazon or Prime, all those things in here? It's waste of time, right? Because if I'm not able to access a video, then why go to your website? I don't go, I don't bother at all, right? For that doesn't mean they're asking you simply like, do you want to go ahead and provide the access to my blog in here? Yes, of course I do. I want this for sure, enable it, and I want this for sure at any cost. Then only I will be going and I'll be having my access things in here. So these are called as binary large object blob kind of data types in here, where mostly you'll be having very big sizes of data, kind of your videos, your music files, and all those things in here. Okay. So in generally, with respect to my storage account, so similar to my blob, I also have, you can also blob object, blob, or you can also call something like, object kind of a database in here. So this is a blob. Let me make this as a blob or object kind of storage system where it contains all your things in here. So within your same storage account, we have one more thing called as block database kind of stuff in here. So this is your database where it contains all your blob related things in here. Block, we have one more where in this we contain mostly your glob. That means character large object, in data types in here. That means with respect to your normal logs, your the files which has been generated to when you're trying to run your application, all those things in here. So this is your content to have your access for your public, and this is for the content which has been generated when your application is running successfully. Okay, so even in our system there are a lot many applications running in here, right? So if you go to the run command, so if you see here, I can see my temporary files. When you click on my temporary in here, so what are these are? So these are different logs have been generated automatically in here. So all these are temporary logs. So if you go ahead and you can delete as well, not a problem in here. Okay, these are what different logs have been generated because of my multiple applications which are running within my system in here. Okay, so all these logs what you just saw which are deleted, you can see that in your block database within your storage accounts in here, but those things will not be provided access for us, don't mean not in the sense for public, general public. So these things can be accessed only by your authorized members only, where this one can be accessed by your public for sure. Okay, in here. So this is different where it contains only logs or all the files which can be generated by your application, but this is contains all your video file, music file, all those things which has been helping with respect to where your public can go ahead and access the things in here. So that's the reason being clearly they're mentioning, do you want to enable the blog public access? For sure, yes, I want to do that. Just enable the tick mark in here. Okay, so we have more other things like enable storage account key access. So it's like a this has been tagged to your virtual machine and it will be managed by your Azure directly. So it's not like you don't have a specific credentials to access things in here. So it's a key access provided by Azure directly. So if enable it, it will be directly maintained by Azure. So you don't need to worry about this things in here. So all other things, it's a normal part as a SSH file protocol. You want to transfer any files in here, enable SFT. So all it's a separate subscription you have to enable SFT to your namespace accounts in here. So SFT means just secure file transfer protocol. If you want to transfer the files from one account to another account, then you can all those things in. So like deeper levels not really required. So this is just what we have in your advanced level. So going your networking phases. So connectivity method, they're asking how do you want to connect your storage system in here. So generally we know that we have HTTP ports, we have HTTPS ports. So we have a lot many things in here. Similarly, you have a public IP address, all the things in here. So similarly, they're asking you how do you want to connect your things in here. Is it like for all the public endpoints? That means whatever the networks you have in the public, can anybody, if they have, they can go ahead and access the things in here, or do you have any selected networks? So you have to provide the select what the network you want to provide. So earlier we provided create your virtual network in here. So you can select your networks. Only this range of IP addresses can only go ahead and access my storage account. I don't want everybody to go and do this particular part. Okay, so or else private endpoints. So purely for private related stuff, you can privately add endpoints in here. When you click on this one, it will ask you different questions. Okay, what is subscription, location? So this is like you're trying to create this a purely private network where it's not being provided to anybody in here. So it's purely it's a private things in here. So you can create a private virtual network, and you can also, you can go ahead and you can mention things in here as well. This is for purely private endpoints uh, where unauthorized people can go and cannot access your things in here. So in generally, we can go with simple public endpoints only, where everybody can go ahead and access. YouTube. So any IP address can come in, and any IP address can go and can access the things in here. So if it's just in case it is internal to my system, internal to my enterprise level, so it's only with respect to my employees, not for any other things, then you may go with your private endpoints or some selected networks only. But in general, for like an application like YouTube or your Amazon Prime, so this particular things, if you have a URL with you and if you have credentials with you, you should be able to access from any kind of IP addresses in here. So that's what they're asking you. So public IP addresses, any IP address, they have to go and they want to do it. But by default, we'll be having public and leave as it is. So next we have data protection. So this is a little bit important point to be noted in here. So here, you have two things. So first thing, you have enable point in restore for containers. So the containers is again nothing but the place where you have all your video files, music files, or images within for your respective application in here. So when you talk about containers in here, so something like, for example, you had your started your container today, and you involved all your, you have mentioned, or you have copied all your content within your containers in here. So where it contains your videos, your music files, everything. After 5 days, all of a sudden it got crashed. So whatever you uploaded, whatever you have within your container, everything is lost. So you have to redo it again, right? So it's not a small thing. Everything, your website has been crashed, everything is lost now. So I want to keep what? I want to keep a, restore point in here. So restore kind of things. Even in your laptop also will be having a restore for recovery option. You have restore point, right? So if you go in here, a recovery drive. So what this will do, when you open this one, recovery drive, you're trying to create a recovery drive in here. So back up the system files to a recovery drive. So as the current situation, what you have, everything will be captured. It's like a capturing of your virtual machine, guys. So everything will be captured, and you will try to keep a recovery drive in here. So this will try to, this will try to capture everything and keep it a separate drive. Similarly here as well, when you enable this option in here, so the maximum restore point. So when you want to restore, the maximum restore point, you can go up to maximum of, I think 7 days, I believe. But yeah, it should be less than 6 days. Okay. So it should be soft delete for 6 days, I believe. 6 days. So 6 is the maximum days you can go with in here. So use point in time restore to restore one or more containers to the earlier state. So it can restore the maximum of earlier 6 days before, how your system is, how your container is, whatever the videos or music files are available within your containers. When you are in 6 days earlier, how it was, I can pull the same situation, or I can say the same kind of moment now, even here now, when you want to go with the restore point in here. So if you do not go with the restore point, whatever you're trying to go, whatever you have earlier, you cannot get it back again. So it's like, so you're trying to capture your total laptop, and you're putting in a separate drive in here. So something happened, now I want to come back my old systems. Then what I'll do, I can simply use my recovery drive to have my current situation again. I'm to have my laptop to be built again back to my old system, what I have used to have earlier. You got my point, right? So for example, now I'm in January 1st, for example. So in January 1st, I have downloaded my WinSFP. I have, I have downloaded like my Microsoft PP, all those things, PowerPoint, all those things in here. So now I'm in, March 1st. So really what happened, I already have WinSFP because I have installed in my Jan 1st, and also I have my PowerPoint, and now I've installed few more new tools. Something like, Azure CLI I have installed, or I have installed my Docker CLI, all those things in here. So while installing my Docker CLI, something went wrong and my whole system got crashed. Whole system got crashed in here. So now either I have to format and I have to go again right from starting. I have to go each and every pinpoint things. I have to go from starting level in here. Or what you do, like when you are in January 1st, you have created a restore point in here. MSTRESTORE, restore point in here. So what this will happen, how this helps us in here, when your system is got crashed, everything got moved, or so don't select crash in here. So think that there are a lot much virus came into your system in here, and it became very slow. So I do want to revert my system back how I have in my January 1st in here. So what your thing you can do, since you have a restore point, you already captured everything in here as per the current situation what you have with respect to my January 1st. So what I'll do on March 1st, I will try to say, okay, go ahead and try to use my restore point on January 1st. This is the date I'm having, and I'm trying to say go ahead and do the restore things in here. So what will system will do? Whatever you have in here, everything will be deleted. Everything will be deleted. It's a clean sweep. So it's it's a how do you get from your factory settings? It's like a factory settings you have right within your mobile phone. So how do you do when you click on your factory setting? What will happen? Till now, what you have installed, every application will be gone. All your data will be lost. Same thing will happen here as well. And it will whatever you have within your January 1st, only that will come into picture in here now. So your virus is gone and your performance also now will be good to go again. So it's a restoring point. So you're trying to pull your things back from your system, but you have to restore it. If you're not doing this particular part, then you don't have anything in your restore point. So nothing to restore. You have to format your whole system again. And again, you have to come from your first point again. Each and everything you have to do it manually. That's the meaning of your restore point, recovery strategy. Even you do it in your real time with respect to laptops as well or desktops. The same kind of scenario they're trying to do it in here. Do you want to have a restore point? So I can restore point not more than back 6 days mostly. That's it. Not more than that. Okay. So I can, I can store the maximum of 6 versions. The previous maximum of 6 days back, I can pull it. So if you want to, okay, I want to get 20 days back. No, I can't do that because the maximum is only just 6 days. Okay. So if the point in time restore is enabled, then see versioning change feeds and blob soft delete must be enabled. For sure, soft delete should be enabled. Why? Because what happened here, soft delete in the sense here, I'll talk about soft deletes later on, but what happens in here, it try to store the maximum of 6 days back in here. When you come into the 7th day, the very first version what you have, that should be gone. Suppose Jan 1st you started building your things in here, started your restore point in here. So now you are Jan 7th. So now I want to pull my first one. Yeah, it's a max of 6 days. So I can, this is available and I can pull it and I can restore my things in here. But now think that you are Jan 8th. When you see Jan 8th, the max of 6 days back means you can see Jan 2nd, but not Jan 1st anymore. So your Jan 1st data will be gone automatically. So by default it will be gone. So you can see the maximum now is Jan 2nd because 8 minus 2, 6. The maximum 6 days becomes 8 2nd only. Now if you have gone to 9th, then this will be gone and you can see the maximum, the least or the minimum restore point you can see is Jan 3rd. So it's only the maximum 6 days you can go ahead, you can have that particular data captured within your storage accounts in here. So you can restore it whenever you require. Hope you understood this restore point in here.
Okay. Yeah, Shyam Chandra.
So
here.
next week.
For restoration point, it is only 6 days, right? Do we need to enable the restore point every day? Or do we need to take restore every day?
Not required. That's what I'm saying, that based upon the date you go forward, since you enabled it, when you're trying to create the things, you should enable it. it keep on capturing the things every day, but it try to keep the maximum of last 6 days only. That's what I told you. So when you're ninth, there's,
Okay, just we
whenever
need to, okay, just we need to schedule it to take it every day.
it's not required, that will take care internally. So you no need to schedule it everything. Just enable this option, it will be taken care by Azure automatically.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's not a scheduled part, or it's not like, you have to mention specifically or explicitly we have to say that, okay, go and delete my older version. Not required, because the maximum is 6 days only, not more than that. Whenever you're trying to go with your further dates, the previous versions will be deleted automatically, so that it can maintain the last or latest 6 days only. Okay, right. So next we have, I don't want to enable any restore point in here, because even for that I'll be charged, because you're trying to maintain your older versions. So I have next but enable soft delete verb blobs. Soft delete. What do you mean by soft delete here? Anybody had such kind of a word earlier? Soft delete. Okay.
Deleting softly.
Deleting softly in a smooth
Maybe
manner
not
without getting
everything.
hurt to you.
The copy will present.
Huh?
It will delete, but physically it will
Ah,
present in somewhere on the system. Hard, not a
ah,
permanent delete.
exactly. Very good, Ravi. Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah. So correct. So soft delete something, that will be available within the system. I'll go with a very simple example. So this is my system in here, my laptop. So I'm trying to create a notepad in here, and I'm trying to provide something, then sample. Now, what I'm doing is like I'm clicking on this one and hitting on delete button. It's gone. It's gone. So now, is it like really it's out of my laptop totally, or does it like store somewhere within my laptop in here? So
Stays in
actually, when I
recycle.
hit on my button, go to my recycle bin in here, I can see my sample. So this is just created 9:15 a.m. in the morning at 11th of February, right? So if you can go and you can restore the packet again. So it's a soft delete. Soft delete in the sense, what does it mean? That will be there within your system in here. That will be there within your system, but it's not been considered while you're trying to do the things. Okay. So suppose it's kind of you're trying to ignore some persons while processing something. So that will be there in the system, but you will not take that into consideration. So deleting it here is like something like you can delete it. So why you deleting it? Because I don't want that anymore. But at the same time, what kind of delete you want to do it? Is it like permanently you want to delete it, or I just want to keep it somewhere in my system aside? I don't want to see on my front of my screen in here. I will let me cut this one and put somewhere in my system in a different location. I don't want to have in my main desktop in here. That's nothing but soft delete. So you're deleting it, but this is somewhere in system in here. That's the meaning of soft delete. But if I'm trying to say shift plus delete, see, I'm trying to say shift plus delete. It's asking you, do you want to delete permanently? They say yes, it's gone permanently. You go and check in the recycle bin, you don't see that particular sample anymore. See, I can see all of the things. This is my older one, guys. It's been created 7:48 a.m. in the morning, not now. Different one. Don't confuse you. So I don't see my current file anymore in here because it's been permanently deleted. So permanently deleted is called as hard delete. Hard delete. So soft delete is what? Delete. uh, It will store the or the whatever the component you are trying to delete, or store the component somewhere within the system. But when compared when coming to my when coming to my hard delete, it will never store any copy within the system. It's permanent delete. So permanent delete. You don't find once deleted, that's it. It's gone. You cannot restore that back again in here. That's the meaning of hard delete and soft delete in here. Okay. So here they're asking you, do you want to enable the soft delete for blobs? Yes, of course, they want to enable the soft delete. So the maximum is 365 days. So up to 1 year, you can do a soft delete. Then what do you mean by this particular day in here? So here, even though I say soft delete, even though I say that this component will be stored somewhere in the system, but up to how long do you want to store it? Is it like permanently you want to store it? Or is it like, up to some level you want to store it? So when I say soft delete, you can't store it permanently. So I'll keep for you for somewhere in my system for sure. But I have a condition. What is that? I can store up to maximum 365 days only, not more than that. It is a hard delete. Just immediately on the spot it will be deleted. You can't restore that back again. But if it is soft delete, I will store somewhere in my same storage system. But I can maintain only maximum of 1 year, not more than that. That's the meaning of things in here. If you disable this, that means it will become your hard delete. If you enable this, it will become your soft delete. Okay. The maximum is 365 days in here. So here by default, you have 7 days, but you can see the maximum is 365. You have to enter between 365 days. So sort with my blobs, my containers, my file share. We talk about file share containers. So for everything, I want to go with the soft delete in here. Just go ahead and enable it. And I would like to go with two maximum 365 days. Up to 1 year, you can do the things in here. Okay, so you can retain your deleted file share, you can retain your deleted containers, you can retain your deleted blobs, you can retain back because you want to go with soft delete, but not with the hard deleting of the okay. So next is like encryption. So encrypting to make the things more secure. We're trying to encrypt things in here. So do you want to encrypt on yourself or do you want to manage by Microsoft? It's always better to manage with Microsoft only. So I would like to go with Microsoft by default. So I'm not touching this particular option, anything in here. So going to tags again. Anyway, it's a information purpose. And finally, review plus view. So here, the subscription, the resource group, the location, the name of my storage account, the standard performance, LRS, and whatever you did, secure transfer, yes, allow storage account keys, yes. So all the things what you have done based upon that, the things the public endpoints, yes, Microsoft networking this thing in here. So soft delete enable. See, 365 days I have enabled for everything in here. So what you have mentioned, everything will be shown up in your single glance. You simply click on create. So automatically it goes ahead and it will try to create your things for you. It will try to create your storage account for you successfully. So once it's complete creating, internally what we have again to go with, we have your file share and your containers. So these two are very, very important. So what is a file share and what is a container in here? So we'll talk about that in your next class. That's a Monday. Okay. So that is the reason being even it did not enable click on create in here. You have to delete it again. So I would like to stop share for today. So Monday I'll go all this option very quickly and I'll try to create my storage account. Once I create my storage account, I'll go with my file share things and container. So what is a file share? What is the useful of a file share? How it has been useful within your team level in here? And what is a container anyway? By now you may be got an idea what is a container in here. So container nothing but it's a place where you have all your music files, all the things which has been available to you public. So we'll talk about more again. How can you create your container? Private container we have a public container again in here. So how can you create a private container, public container? All those things we'll see all together in a Monday's class back in again. Right. So that's all, guys, for today I have. So any questions?
Sham, so if we want to keep a backups for more than 10 days or 15 days, so what will be the procedure here? Or it's again external thing?
Sorry, what you're
No,
talking
if you
about?
want No, if you want to keep backup for a more than 30 days or 40 days, the bigger organizations, where they'll maintain backup for last 60 days or 45 days, right? So usually they'll say maybe they'll keep the data in tapes or some bigger storage things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when it
Probably
comes to cloud,
they
how
may
it
capture.
happens?
So they may be capturing the things here. So they may be pulling out the things, and as you said, they may be pushing the things in tapes or somewhere. So, but within your cloud level, within your system level, they will go with only a max of 6 days, not more than that. The restore points. See, this is not like, this restore point will come into picture only when the things will be getting crashed or something went wrong. So generally it doesn't happen. That's the reason being, even if you saw, if you observed, that particular option is not enabled by default. So if you want, then only you have to enable it, but it's not really required, because that's how secure it will be within your cloud level. Not really required, but just in case they can go with, because it's like unnecessary increasing your space within your cloud level. So if you try to go with 30 days backup, 40 days backup, then you know how huge it will be. So for suppose you take your YouTube, how many videos you'll be having per day? So lakhs of videos will be uploading every day. So if you try to go and take the backup of all the videos for every day, then it's not a small scenario. So you're trying to consume lot much space in your cloud level. So you'll be charged a lot. So generally they won't take the backups, but maybe if you go max of 6 days is more than enough, I believe. That's the reason probably they gave you very small number, like 6. But if you want to go and capture it, probably they have to store somewhere in tapes or hard disks, as I told you. I mean, so even hard disks are not
The
enough
reason,
space.
maybe my question would be specific to the banking sector or financial industry where they'll maintain for a longer period, right? So that's the reason I've asked that question.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what generally the things will not be, will not be crash or something happen. It's very rare case. So see, you are currently, whenever I talk about my storage account, storage systems in here, right from the day one, what you have till now, you have everything, right? So you will keep on adding more things, but you never delete the older customer, right? Unless and until, even though he removed, now he came out of the bank, he closed his account. Even though he does that, his account number, all these things will be available from your bank again. So whatever you have right from day one until now, everything will be there within your storage account. So anyway, you're trying to go with the last previous 6 days. So that means you are almost having the the total current status of your every pinpoint details of your banking sector already. So what is the use of going back again? So duplicate data, right? So day one you have 10 customers. Day two you have 20 customers. 10 customers old one, 10 customers new one. Day three you have more 10 customers, total 30. Day one 10, day two 10, day three 30. So you're having all the days customer information which in your day three. Then why you're maintaining day two and day one? It's waste of time, right? I mean, waste of your space over there.
Okay,
But
got it.
so that, yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, it's like a duplicate data you're trying to maintain every time, because the current
Okay,
situation what you have, it already has a all data right from day one till now. So mostly the past 6 days data is more than enough, I believe.
okay, got it.
Okay. Right then, guys, we'll wind up for today. So we'll meet on Monday back in again with the storage
Sham,
account and yeah.
Sham, we didn't receive that PPT, Sham, and Notepad as well.
Yeah, yesterday I think Ravi was out for some reason. I already sent him, but due to some reason he's out yesterday, and probably he's not able to send it. He will send it today for a sure. I'll be responsible for that.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Sham.
So, thank you, guys. Okay, guys, then thank you. We'll meet again back on Monday with more conversations for the account. Have a great weekend,
Thanks,
guys.
Sham. Happy weekend, Sham.
Yeah,
Bye bye.
thanks. Thank you, Sham. Happy weekend.
Thank you, Shan.